Phil very much here tonight. So one of Sydney FC's biggest ever fixtures and their first home game in this competition in 5 years.
In a game of football, and Sydney FC will be very difficult to beat tonight. Just imagine what that would mean for the home team. But
it could be key tonight for the Sky Blues. Helped further forward by Milos Ninkovic. And then out by Stambolziev, who'll continue his run. Ryan Grant ignoring it. Going back towards Mikhail Tavares in the light green boots. Grant turning it out towards Stambolziev again on that left touch line. That's the angle for the cross. It's not a bad one. Chinese national team goalkeeper. Here he is on the ball, trying to show that strength. Ball's with Carney, though. A cheeky little cutback for Goulart. Sydney had bodies in the road. And a look to Matt Yerman. Off by Stambolziev. Couldn't get the return, though, off Ryan Grant. Good win back by Yerman. He's having a fine season in the centre of the Sydney FC defence. Grant to fire it into the penalty area. Up in the air by Paulinho. On towards Smeltz and Carney. And there's a chance here for Sydney, and they have scored! And that's given the home fans great hearts. Scruffily defended by Guangzhou. And Robert Stambolziev was the Johnny on the spot. Sydney 1-0.
Will keep the ball away from the superstars. And it was one of the superstars whose defence was less than convincing. Paulinho just putting the ball heavenward and couldn't clear. And when it got into a game of aerial ping-pong, you'd have to think that Sydney FC were a good chance. An even better chance when Robbie Stambolziev can steer the ball home with his left foot from close range. Vindicating a strong and promising start from Sydney FC. Snappy finish.
Well, Graham Arnold is a coaching genius. Gave Robert Stambolziev his first start in Sky Blue today, and he's repaid him within 18 minutes.
They can close the field up very well, but what I've noticed in the opening 20s time, and they're enjoying it, Sydney, this is a very, very happy for Rob Stambolziev. I'm not quite sure what the story is behind his lack of football this season. He was very impressive last season, and I'm stoked for him that he could get a goal. A really crisp one as well. Pressured environment. Took it nicely.
Got a kick there. Still feeling the after effects of that. Oh, Stambolziev flattened by Zhang Limpeng. Thankfully, there's no further damage. Heavy collision. You could hear the thud from up here.
Yeah, it was the apology now. I'm sure
I think he wants it.
Well, you'd have to say that the World Cup qualifying campaign hasn't been dazzling so far.
That's true.
Very, very.
Turn it back towards Huang Boen. This is Robert Stambolziev. He's crowned his starting debut with a good
passage of play, and the release from Martinez was beautiful. The defensive diligence of Brandon O'Neill was excellent.
For Sydney, back in by O'Neill. Kung Chao Ting gets reasonable distance on the clearing header. Stambolziev will have to come back to tap. Otherwise, Sydney were away again. It still might be. Grant getting a second bite of the cherry. Disguises the pass towards Stambolziev. Brilliant work by the winger. Smelts to the near post. It's beyond him. Carney will retrieve. Needed better quality from Stambolziev. Ricardo Goulart at the centre of a lot of the drama after Robert Stambolziev had given Sydney FC the lead in the 17th minute. Stambolziev. Neat footwork to readjust to get the ball where he wanted it. Fortunately, then fires into the side netting. And he's been good.
Yeah, well, he's an impressive player.
Makes you wonder why we've not seen more of him in the A-League, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Zheng Limpeng. Sensing perhaps something special on the cards for the Sky Blues. That's well played between Tabarez and Stambolziev, but not, unfortunately.
German needed that touch. Martinez would have been away. Joe just getting himself set, building a head of steam.
And subsequently by Sebastian Ryle. Stambolziev trying to link up with Smelts. He was clever, he was held. And Martinez, sloppy, gives it away to Stambolziev. Chance here for Sydney FC. Shane Smelts trying to curl it.
Bend it round the near post. He got no bend at all. Martinez giving the ball up stone cold. Stambolziev feeding Schmeltz, who scored from that angle plenty of. Paulinho pounced. Stabbed it wide.
Talking of good ovations, Andy.
Yep, well done. Good to see him playing.
Well done, sir. Andrew Hall on for the final quarter of an hour.